My name is Michael Dana. In 2008, I was diagnosed with a rare brain cancer, and after 6 years, I was cancer-free. But the ordeal left me changed, with a different outlook on life and a new sense of priorities. While still recovering, I earned a degree in economics from UNC Chapel Hill. My studies taught me to analyze data and open my mind to see things differently. I also started formal training in the martial arts to better defend myself and use it as a means of extreme physical therapy. Since then, I've obtained black belts in 3 martial arts. I own and run a martial arts school and have logged over 51 teaching hours. To my friends and family, I'm a simple business owner. But to the martial arts world, I'm something else. I am Sifu Mike, and this is Dragon Theory. Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. So this particular episode actually kind of picks up where the previous episode kind of left off. In fact, actually this is a follow-up to the last 2 episodes, so definitely watch all my episodes, alright? Watch them all, man. I got tons of video stuff, and just here on the YouTubes at tkfmma, but also at the dragonmethod.com. It's my website with video tutorials and stuff like that. Anyways, this episode, like I said, talking about not so much why people teach, okay? Covered that in the last 2 episodes, but this is going to be talking about more of what people teach, and not so much the specific martial art that they're teaching, but what they're teaching within that martial art, if that makes sense, right? And hopefully it will by the end of this video, so watch my whole video, man. So, talking about what people teach as far as, and I said it in the last episode, you don't actually have to be the best at something or even good at something. You just have to be better than the other person, right? That's because what they're teaching is basically what they know, right? And that's not a bad thing, right? It's going to be really hard to teach something that you don't know, right? So you definitely want to know that. That's why I say it's very important to be a black belt, so you have the basics of everything, so you know the mountain that you're leading people to climb, right? And so you know the destination that you're leading people to. Thing is, though, a lot of people only teach the things that they know how to do well, right? And that's the difference. It's that knowing something and being able to really do it are kind of 2 different things, all right? Because for me as an instructor, it's not so much the case that I know everything that I can do in a situation, right? I want to know everything that everyone else can do in that same situation, because what works for me may not work best for this person, alright? What works best for both of us may not work against this person who's like 300 pounds and a power lifter kind of deal, right? And I've met a few of those, right? They're awesome dudes, right? But they're big. And so you have to kind of tweak everything and change it, because, hey, you might have a really small person like me. I mean, I'm thin, man. I turn sideways, I disappear. It's just like, there's nothing there, man. And so you want to have these options, but a lot of people, they don't have that, because they're still very much focused on what they can do within the situation. And right, that's what they end up teaching, is the stuff that works best for them, right? Not wrong, alright, could be better, right? Everything could be better, everything could always be worse. It's how you look at it, right? So I'm giving you a different perspective on the whole thing, and that most people are teaching what they can do best, right? And that's what people enjoy doing, is the things that they are good at. So it makes sense, it tracks, that most people will be only teaching the things that they can do very well, right? And they almost attribute the skill of being able to do that with the skill of teaching, because the thing is, you should be, as an instructor, able to explain the same concept in multiple different ways, so that you can best have a way to reach the person that you're teaching, right? Because some people are visual learners, some people learn by auditory, right? We have to use your words and verbalize what you're actually doing, right? And some people need, oh gosh, what is it? It's not kinesthetic. I just forgot my words, right? They need to actually kind of feel it, or you need to move their arm from over here to over there, because they don't have any proprioception. They don't know where their arms are in space, right? They're just flailing about, right? So they need somebody to come along and just kind of move them into the right pose so they better understand, because that's how their brain works, okay? People are different, right? And if you're really invested in finding the best means of getting across to people, right, getting your information to someone else, then you have to have different ways of doing that because people are different, right? It is no coincidence that in most martial arts schools, if you go to them, almost everybody on the mat happens to have the same body type as the person instructing. So, I mean, there's a coincidence, there's a correlation to that whole deal as far as the instructor is only teaching the things that work best for him. Alright, so he's only attracting the people who are of his same size that will fit into that situation. Okay? Again, not entirely wrong, alright, could be better. Right? We could have more options, it could be more encompassing, more diversified, if you will, but something is better than nothing, right? The problem, though, comes into play when you have an instructor who only teaches what they want to do, okay? Because again, as I talked in the previous video, there is teaching us and then there is doing, and a lot of people think they're the same thing, they're different, okay? The people that think they're the same have a tendency to do the things they enjoy doing, not so much the things that they just know how to do and can do well even, but the things that they enjoy doing because that's what they want to do, and they only have as much time in the week as you do, so they're going to be doing this thing, they're going to have you do this thing so they can do it along with you, right? Because that's what they enjoy. Kind of makes sense. You know, people enjoy doing the things that they're good at, so that's what they're going to be leading with, but they end up only ever teaching the things they enjoy, and once they stop enjoying doing that particular thing, they stop teaching that particular thing. And so that's where you run into that kind of problem, right? Or you run into problems where you might have something or a technique or whatever that you really enjoy doing, you love doing this drill, but you don't actually do it that much because the instructor finds it boring, right? He doesn't want to have you do it even though you totally love doing it. You don't get as many reps on it because they're preoccupied with something else, they want to move on, right? Or they get bored. They're only teaching what they want to do, right? And so that is the thing. The reason why they do that is not so much because they're bad, right? No, they're not bad. This is just me explaining and my observation of what I see all the time, man. It's not they're being told to teach, right? They're not being told to teach, they're not being told that, hey, you're going to have to find different ways of explaining this one thing, right? It can't be just what you do, it can't be just, you know, how well you can do it. You have to know not only how to reach people, but like how to explain why the thing is that you're doing is so well and it can be effective, because people falsely attribute effectiveness to the other things that they see. They don't realize that, hey, maybe my fist is actually connected to my shoulder, and that shoulder is actually connected to my hip, and that hip is actually connected to my feet. So if I really want to adjust this thing, I might need to adjust the feet. I'm trying to make sure I stay in frame because only waist up, but that kind of deal. And so a lot of people don't think about that. Now, me as an instructor, whenever I see somebody I'm trying to learn something new, you know, I'm looking at that thing because I know that the feet and everything, it's all connected. But there are some people that don't because they're really good at just doing, not necessarily explaining, and they don't understand why something is as effective as it could be, right? Because they're only doing the thing that they're good at, right? Again, not bad, just could be better, and I'm just spelling out what it is that I see because I've been doing this a long time, okay? And a lot of time in that amount of time, like 5,700 hours of just teaching, and then you have the learning and stuff and everything like that. And the, I guess the benefit that I have, I'm a mixed martial artist. I've got, you know, one of my black belts is in a mixed martial art, right? But I've got experience in all these different martial arts, so I have all the different ways of explaining the same thing, right? And that's awesome. That's kind of what you want from your instructor, is to always be looking for new ways of explaining the same thing, or new ways of doing the same thing, right? To find the thing that best works for their student. They don't know who their student is at the time, right? Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it's always good for them to have that in their memory, kind of stored away, to be like, oh, this is going to work well for that type of person, or that type of body type, right? That's what you're really looking for. But like I said before, a lot of people only teach the thing that they are good at doing, right? And sometimes they only teach the things that they want to do, right? Which is why you kind of see a lot of schools that have a whole lot of sparring and randori and free practice, you know, whatever you want to call it, working the situations, because that's the thing that they enjoy doing, that's the thing that they excel at, because they're super knowledgeable about that situation, but not so much about getting people to excel within that situation, if that makes sense. So, just a different way of looking at the whole thing, and basically telling everybody, not just the instructors, but students, you can all be better, right? It's right there, man. You just have to, like, keep trying and wanting to improve, and being okay with going outside of your box, outside of your comfort zone, and doing something a little bit different, not just for your benefit, but for other people. Because the thing is, said it at the very beginning, being told to teach definitely enhances your understanding of the technique that you're doing, right? So if you have multiple different ways of doing the same thing, it's going to be making what you do a whole lot better, right? The moment you stop trying to get better and improve is the moment you start getting worse, right? So you're always wanting to just add stuff in, whether you're teaching or just doing, right? You want to just keep going, keep learning. Knowledge is power, man. Get as much as you can. Even if you don't use it, like I said, file it away. Maybe you can share it with somebody who can use it. Maybe that's their go-to, right? That's kind of what you want to have, man. Like I said, get as much knowledge as you can. That's the whole reason why I'm making these videos, is to give you knowledge, right? I want to give everyone as much knowledge as I can, because I got a lot of stuff here, man. And I'm trying to put it in videos everywhere. Like I said, YouTube channel, tkfmma. I've got a website called thedragonmethod.com. It's got video tutorials of like all things martial arts, teaching, doing, you can name it. I even have like martial arts and pop culture, like podcasts and everything like that. Just all kinds of stuff. Just trying to give you as much information as I can. I got over 24 hours of video on just that site. The YouTube channel's got like over 200 some odd videos. I mean, I've got stuff everywhere. You know, you can even find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I even got a website, another website, all tkfmma. Okay, that's my brand, man. tkfmma, that's the name of this channel too. tkfmma, dragonmethod.com. Posting stuff all the time for your benefit, and the fact that I like to talk. I like the sound of my own voice. I like it much better than the sound of this camera's voice, which is like nothing. Like, this camera does not talk back to me, but because I have this camera in front of me, it's okay for me to talk to myself. Something to keep in mind, man. YouTubers are just guys who talk to themselves, right? But if you got a camera in front of your face, it's okay. It's socially acceptable. They're not crazy at all. Anyways, guys, hope you're doing well. Hope you learned something. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe, share, like, all that kind of good stuff. And I will catch you next time when I post another one of these things. I try to post something every single week. So, anyways, guys, take it easy. And yeah, next time.